opposing New Age and Far Eastern influences, infiltrating Orthodox communities under the guise of holistic health. Rabbi Leiter, please come and address us.
Thank you. They are fighting a war, and we are it. The recent U.S. administration policy on contraception requiring insurance to underwrite fornication is part of a long string of intentional and calculated measures designed to attain two distinct strategic goals. One, to uproot specifically the biblical values we assembled all share in great measure. And two, to disenfranchise and ultimately demonize sincere adherents of those biblical values. By codifying deviant anti-biblical values, be it this policy or mass infanticide, euthanasia, pornography, homosexual privileges, LGBT indoctrination K through 12, homosexual adoption, or same-gender unions of any type, they in effect preach immorality. Additionally, by providing the state a mandate to enforce coercive measures, they intentionally provide a choice: obey man or obey the Creator and pay the penalty. This is only one element of a pattern of Bible baiting. Here are a few examples of many, focusing on the homosexualist agenda, which serves as the avant-garde for Bible baiters. Number one, New York Governor David Paterson identified the biggest threat of the marriage debate being what? Being Bible followers not liking co-workers who opted to marry the same gender. In other words, the problem is not their choice to publicly and brazenly sin. It's our following the biblical dictates regarding that abomination. That's the problem. Two, as I was lobbying New Jersey state senators against the same-gender marriage, quote-unquote, marriage bill that failed on January 7th, 2010, one of the sponsors, Raymond Lesniak, literally bellowed at me from atop the staircase. "You have no right to do this," he said. "You have no right to do this." That was Raymond Lesniak. That is the type of tolerance that these people exhibit. Another example is forced union dues. Union dues often fund all the different policy initiatives that we listed before, regardless of your religious belief. 4, LGBT indoctrination of kindergarten through 12, whether it's through New York's recently passed Dignity for All Students Act or New Jersey's anti-bully bill. These are all attacks on people of faith, including our most vulnerable children of faith. We need to stop apologizing for our adherence to biblical values. We have not just a right, but an obligation to follow the will of the Creator. No government can ever diminish that. And if they try, they lose their legitimacy. For example, some religious laity in New Jersey are sick and tired of hearing people in their religious establishment squander valuable opportunities to testify in defense of marriage with homilies on the effectiveness of civil unions laws and how tolerant their hospitals are of same-gender doubles. They should be on the offensive, using key words that put the leftists on the defensive. They should be exposing the child abuse that children suffer due to the de-definition of marriage and the homosexualist indoctrination in kindergarten through 12. Not only can we not rely on government to protect us, we can't rely on our own establishment organizations or on the media, not even the purportedly conservative talk radio titans who failed miserably to save New York State from losing the recent battle for marriage. Nor can we rely on the Republican establishment who destroyed marriage in New York State. Now, in deference to the nonpartisan nature of this forum, I need to preface that both the Democratic and Republican Party establishments are going straight to hell. It's not just Mr. Obama. Any Democrat will continue the well-entrenched policy of Bible baiting, and so will any Republican who is establishment-backed and or of New Age orientation. A suggested strategy. Practically speaking, we need to develop our grassroots media, campaigning, and advocacy groups. And we need to marshal our forces intelligently to punish those who voted against religious liberty. If we don't make them pay in a primary or general election, they simply will never listen to us. They don't care about our rallies and phone call barrages if they don't pay on election day. From my humble experience, I could say that grassroots campaigning can work. It worked in CD9 in defeating Assemblyman Weprin. It worked in Lakewood, New Jersey, in opposing Governor Corzine, and showed great success elsewhere, including in Brooklyn just this Tuesday, as well as in 2010, when Yosef Hayon rallied 42% against Assemblyman Simberwitz, without mainstream Republican help and despite being outspent 150 to 1. And there are more such examples. These also illustrate another point. In every case that I just mentioned, Orthodox Jews were mobilized in very large numbers, primarily on the basis of what issue? The one issue that so-called experts keep telling our good candidates to downplay: morality, specifically opposition to the homosexualist agenda. Running on morality worked. But so often the Republican establishment doesn't care. Well, then we have to do it without them, and remember that next time they ask for money. And don't forget, when appropriate, vote for the candidate on a different line. Thank you.